I'm going to put on potentially 5 trades um, of size, of bigly size. Full disclosure, I was having a little conversation with myself. This is the biggest I've traded in a while. I'm like, you can do this. All you got to do is follow your plan. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just following the plan. So if you're ever like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. Listen, I've been doing this since 2009, and I still have to pep myself up every once in a while when I go big like this. I'm just telling you right now, it's not just you. I'm in the same boat as you. But all I have to do is follow the plan. All I have to do is follow the plan, have no expectation in the outcomes, and just I'll take as much money out of the market as it'll give me. So we won't have a lot of time to go through a lot of questions because we do have quite a lot to get through today. And today is going to be an ultra, ultra, ultra deep. I'm going to teach you everything that I possibly know in 45 minutes type of a day, which means it's going to go hard. It's going to go fast. Please feel free to ask questions. I can't guarantee I'm going to see them because we're going to go through really fast. There's 250 people watching right now. So I'm going to do my very best to do as much as I can to help you out. So let me say hi to the soccer mom. Chris, if the OVTLYR Nine is all red, would you buy an in the money put? Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, why not? Why not? Right? Why not? Great question, by the way. Outstanding question. So if you haven't noticed, this week we are trying something new called the OVTLYR Nine. Now, I was listening to a podcast this morning, and it was saying how when you structure something for people, put it in threes. So here's the thing, right? You've got the market, you've got the sector, you've got the stock. You can remember that. Now, think of it this way. Do you remember your phone number, right? 867-5309. You can recall a phone number in a moment's notice, right? 867-5309. That was a song, right? You can recall your phone number from when you were a child, probably. I need you to start conceptualizing the OVTLYR Nine just like that, right? Market, trend, signal, breadth. Sector, fear and greed, breadth. Stock, trend, signal, fear and greed, outlier blocks. Okay, it's going to take a bit of time. It's going to take a bit of repetition, but I'll tell you a pro tip as a parent. As a parent, a pro tip I figured out. I made my passcode and my wife's passcode our phone numbers. Don't hack my phone. But guess who will remember our phone numbers for the rest of their lives? Our children. Our children, every time they want to go on Roblox, every time they want to look up something on YouTube, right? They have to type in our phone number. So you better believe they will remember that phone number for the rest of time. I want you to make sure that you have the same comprehension with this, right? I don't think you can make this your phone passcode. If you could, that'd be cool. Wait, on Google phones, you can like drag your finger around, right? Rather than typing it in on an iPhone. Actually, that would be cool if someone could make like a wallpaper where you could drag it around. Oh, that'd be really sick. Okay, cool. I like that idea. But anyway, yes, the OVTLYR Nine is something new I'm trying because this is how I analyze a stock. If you get all green lights here, the stock is a buy, a strong buy. If you get all red lights here, the stock is a strong sell. You're not always going to have all green. No way. But you need to wait in cash for proper setups. How long? As long as it takes. What's up, Joe? What's up, Nate? What's up, C-Mac? What's up, Pete? How you doing, Dustin? Market has been choppy since the morning hangout. Will Chris trade? Probably. David, good to see you, Shoy. Stocks look flat today. That's all right. Just following the plan, dude. Brian says, good afternoon. Trade today? Yep, planning on it. What's up, Architect Ray Ray? Wait. Grandbaby revealed today. Must be a great outlier day, too. Congratulations, Ben. Congratulations. Coming at you live. That's right. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we had a conversation, an internal conversation. We can't call the Outlier U members monkeys. Obvious context here. We can't call the Outlier U people donkeys. Obvious context here. Kind of lame. And also Mahesh had a great point. He's like, listen, if we want people out in the world who don't know our internal lingo to take us serious, we can't be calling people monkeys. We can't be calling people donkeys. We can't be calling people monkey donkeys, okay? As much as I would love to, because I think that is absolutely hilarious. He had a great point. So it's going to be the Outlier U bulls. And our rivals will be the bears. Look, I know it's lame, but we have to take this serious because this is going to go bigly, okay? This is going to be enormous. And I can't have people saying Chris is a racist because he called me a monkey donkey. Okay. Not going to happen. Right. We're trying to make sure that this is great. Not that some jackass is going to jackass. There you go. Not that some jackass is going to try and turn against us. Doubles. Exactly. That's right. Boo. I know. El Toros. Los Toros. Oh, I like that better. I like, wait. Outlier you Los Toros? Ooh, I kind of like it. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I saw 3 questions in the chat I want to answer right now. Then we're going to pop over and do the normal trading room. How's that sound? Andy Grace liked the honest comments about option trading and the expected results. That's why rules are here that I want to break. The personal biases are the toughest. Thanks, Chris. So what Andy's talking about this morning, somebody asked a question, what kind of returns could I expect on average trading options? And I said, well, first off, your first year, expect to lose. Your second year, expect to lose. Your third year, if you've survived the first 2 years, expect to break even. Your fourth year, you might be able to turn a profit. That should be so sobering to anybody who thinks that you can take 45 minutes and just know what to do for the rest of your life, right? So you can come in and just like wipe the floor with everybody who's been doing this for years. I'm telling you, your first year, expect to lose. Your second year, expect to lose. Your third year, expect to break even. Your fourth year, maybe you can turn a profit. Now, at Outlier, we're doing our very best to shorten that learning curve as much as possible, right? You can follow everything that I do. That's your choice. But that's the truth. That's the cold hard truth. Dormith, do you think it's a good idea to open a trade on Friday, especially in considering how many things can happen on weekends and if someone's tweeting from his golden toilet? And then Theo had a similar question. Can you explain why you're opt to open a trade today and not on Monday as the weekend of the market's closed? Maybe Trump tweets something? Here's the deal. Larry Hite taught me this. Larry Hite was the very first billion-dollar hedge fund manager. He said, if you have a system and it lights up and you did not take your trade, you have invalidated your system. Your system means nothing. It is worthless. It is just as good as throwing darts on a dartboard. So I have to. Can things happen this weekend? For sure. But there's always a reason not to trade. Today I have a reason to trade. Because I have a reason to trade, you better believe I'm going to trade. So let's do this. Welcome to the Outlier Trading Room. My name is Christopher Ewell. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, and I've been successfully trading since 2009. And this is where outliers like us save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And just to get you super stoked, next week starts Outlier University. Let me find that video. Here we go.
Are you ready? Let's go!
Respect is earned. Respect is never given.
That's right. Starting next week, Outlier University will be live here on YouTube. I'm going to teach you literally every single thing that I know about trading options, about trading stocks, about trading in general. So you need to make sure you have subscribed because I'm going to start at the bottom. We're going to go all the way to the top. Now, there's going to be some things that I guarantee you already know, but there's going to be some things you might hear for the first time. You're like, whoa, I never realized that. But in the process, like today, where I'm making trades, wheeling and dealing, right? I may not get a chance to explain it in full detail, but be sure you subscribe. Next Tuesday starts Outlier University, our first alpha class. I'm so excited about that. So let's do this. Let's do today's member highlight before we get too deep into trading, because I want to share how you guys are doing, right? It's not about me. It's about you. I want to make you guys winners, right? I want to help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. If that sounds good, you're in the right place, right? Like Mikey Mike right here. This morning, you gave an answer to the question about turning a profit. Not for year 1, not for year 2, et cetera, et cetera. Don't we learn by mistakes, whether our own or someone else's? In fact, that was one of the reasons that I started this YouTube channel ages ago, because it's like, I'm figuring out every possible way to not make money. Maybe one of these will make money. And if I can help you shortcut your learning curve, skip all the mistakes that I made so you don't have to make them too, that is the fastest way to advance in life, right? Not just in trading, but that's why you have mentors in general. right? You didn't wake up and know how to play basketball. You had a coach. You didn't wake up and know how to drive a car. You had an instructor. You didn't wake up and go to the operating room and start cutting people open. No, you went to school for years and years, right? Having somebody who's already made the mistakes and teaching you how to avoid those mistakes is the difference in how you're going to be successful or not, right? Your teaching, which is excellent and extremely valuable, by the way, should curb many mistakes by the masses if they listen. If they listen, Mikey Mike, here's the deal. You and I both know where this is going, right? I always say that I could publish my rules in a newspaper and nobody would listen to them. The key is consistency and discipline. So I'm still going to give you all of this stuff. I'm still going to teach you as much as I can. And there are still people who are going to lose and they're going to say, Chris, this is your fault that I lost. I'll be on the other end using the stock market like an ATM, and they'll be on the other side feeding the ATM. And they're going to say, Chris, this is your fault. No. I'm giving you the rules. You have to follow them with consistency and discipline. Elsewise, I can't help you. So let's continue on with Mikey Mites here. Considering risk first is a win. Many in the Outlier platform have already expressed a huge turnaround in their trading. Yeah, dude. I can't tell you how many, like hundreds and maybe potentially thousands of people at this point who have said, you have changed everything. And I just found out about you in January or February or April or March, right? I'll be willing to wager those statistics you quoted are greatly reduced inside of this group. That's the real winning. The statistics of 90% of traders lose 90% of their accounts the first 90 days of trading. That's real. But that's not what the statistics are when you're an outlier. That's not what the statistics are when you're an outlier. So every week we have what's called our weekly winner circle. And I am so stoked because it's my very favorite thing to do on a Friday. So in our weekly winner circle, all you have to do is post in the share your big wins section. Tell us how you're using Outlier, how it's helping you make money, how it's helping you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, because that is our goal here at Outlier, is to do that for you. And if you post in that group, you get entered to win a $10 Amazon gift card just for us saying thank you for sharing your results. So I always do this where 20 people are included in each group. So we're actually going to give away 40 different gentlemen and ladies have posted in the group this week about how Outlier has helped them save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. So we're going to give away 2 Amazon gift cards. How does that sound? So if you posted, you are already included. If you didn't, it's too late. Don't try it right now. You're not going to make it in time. So the first 20 group includes Steve, Bluefin Trader, Nate, Haunted Potato, the Stoic Trader, etc. The second group has Ozzy, Ian, Mark H, Simplify Guy, Senior Wahoo, all of you gentlemen and ladies in this group. So we're going to go to random.org, my favorite website for the most random guy on the internet. We're going to say the first group is for 1 to 20, and we're going to generate the results in 3, 2, 1. Number 12 is the Stoic Trader. Congratulations to Stoic Trader. You are our first $10 Amazon gift card winner. And in the second group here, we'll do this here so we can see it better. In the second group is from number 21 to 40. Number 21 to 40. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Number 21. All right. Oh, hang on. I did mess that up. I did 21 to 22. I messed that up. Number 21, I'm going to send you an Amazon gift card because I messed that up. That's on me. So we're going to start at 22 to 40. I messed that up. So congratulations. We're actually giving out 3 today. Generate number 40. Okay, 22 to 40. I did it right that time. So we're giving away 3 today. David C is our final winner. So David C, Santiago, and the Stoic Trader. Congratulations to you 3. So let me write this in the Discord. To at David C and the Stoic Trader, and at Santiago. You 3 are our winners this week. Congratulations to you 3. April is going to send you a gift card on Monday. Yeah, that was on me. My bad. And certainly I wouldn't take that away from you. You deserve it. Congratulations to all 3 of you guys. Now, of course, I'm so stoked. It's always fun to put on trades. So let me find my slide here. Where's my slide? Here. Be sure to share your stories in the Discord. And of course, the first rule of Outlier is you tell everyone about Outlier and you hit the like button. So back to trading. Real quick, what is Outlier and how does it work? Well, old Uncle Warren used to say, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Outlier shows you if investors are acting irrationally fearful or greedy and by how much allowing you to get into the stock before the outlier move happens. And if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, head on over to outlier.com, grab the annual pass for just 82 cents a day. That is 64% off the regular monthly price. If you're on the monthly plan, it's a one-click upgrade to save 64%. Really should take advantage of that. Now, my style of trading is called the golden ticket trading strategy. And we let the market tell us what it's doing, okay? What is the market telling us today? First, we start with the market, with the trend of the market. Now, for those of you who are learning the OVTLYR Nine, right here, we're starting with the trend, the signal, the breadth, okay? So first, the trend of the market. If we go over here and we're going to go SPY, and we're going to see right here, the 10 is over the 20, price is over the 50. And that's so easy inside of OVTLYR because it has a green background. You can see with 1 second, is it trending up? Is it trending down? It is currently trending up right now. So that makes it easier. Next, we have a buy signal. We have a buy signal on the market. Okay. So when we're thinking of the master key, the signal of the market. So we have a bullish trend, a bullish signal. Next, let's go to market breadth over here. I actually was unaware this morning that we had a crossover, and then I saw Albertone in the Discord. So everybody say cheers to Albertone. He goes by Ciao Italia in the chat, or Italia something or other in the chat. I always say Ciao Italia. It's like MMA Italia or Italia in MMA. Either way, everyone say cheers to Albertone in the chat, because I did not realize that it had crossed back up today. For sure, this is a cross back up. This is exactly what I want to see. Exactly what I want to see. And this is not how we spell ciao, by the way, when you're Italian, okay? That's not how we spell ciao. There he is, MMA Italia. That's, everybody say cheers to Albertone in the chat. All right, so I did not realize that we had a bullish crossover. It's a very high bullish crossover, but no matter what, it is still a bullish crossover. That's what I want to see. So next, in the OVTLYR 9, we have trend, signal, breadth, all lit up green. So let's light these up green. We know for sure that these three are bullish. Next, let's go to the sectors. So what makes it easy right here inside of OVTLYR, it actually shows you on the left-hand pane which sectors have bullish breadth versus bearish breadth, right? So we can see that, makes it really easy. I'm going to go ahead and click green for these. Now, the next step is to run my screener, and the screener is going to give us some of these, but we're going to have to do a little bit of manual work. We're going to have to look inside each one and make sure everything is lining up. So when I run the screener, it looks like this. Positive backtest, over 1 million shares average daily volume with a buy signal, all market caps greater than $20 because I'm a snob. The heat map goes from 0 to 90. The heat map is moving up with a green overlay, the green trend background. Now, what is the heat map? That's measuring the fear and greed. That's exactly what we're looking for. So when I run the screener, it pulled out quite a lot. When I run the screener, it pulled out quite a lot because I'm looking for today and yesterday. I'm expanding that rule to be for today and yesterday. So we're talking bunches, right? I'm gonna scroll for a minute, and you're gonna see all the different stocks that came through today and yesterday with my criteria. That's a lot, right? It's a lot. It's all the way down to Resi. So it's this many stocks. I'll show you that again. That's a lot of stocks to go through. That's probably 30, 40 stocks to go through right there. Now, because of that, we need to start narrowing them down. So what I did was I went earlier, did quick little glances at each one, looked for any outlier blocks in the way, or any earnings the next 3 days, making sure the price is in the direction of the trend and that the current price is above the prior day's low. So when I look at this, right, here's my list. Here's my list of all these stocks. And the purple, they have options that are illiquid, so I'm not even looking at them. The red over here are inside order blocks, outlier blocks, so I'm not interested. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the time that I was looking at this earlier. Only these 5 passed through. Now, Rocket Lab, not Roblox. Rocket Lab this morning actually was set up, and this is why you don't trade earnings, okay? This is why you don't trade earnings. A 10% sell-off following earnings. Everything looked great. And every bit of the OVTLYR 9 was green. Every bit of it. And then it had earnings and went down 10%. This is why you don't trade earnings. It is a crapshoot. It is a gamble. It is throw your money on black and hope for the best. I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I don't think you should either. So of the ones that we look through, there's only a handful. So let's start with Datadog here. We can see 10, 20, 50s all looking north. It's above yesterday's low. No problems there. Next, let's go to, where's my slide? That's not my slide, this slide. Let's go to the next one, which is Etsy. Above yesterday's low, above the 50. It actually bounced on the 50. That's good. 10, 20, 50s, all pointing north. Next is General Motors on top of an order block. I love that. 10, 20, 50, all looks good. Above yesterday's low, no earnings. Okay. Next one, Robin the Hood. 10, 20, 50s, all pointing north. No order blocks in the way. No issues there. And lastly, T-Tech. T-Tech. Now this is what you want to see after earnings, a gap and go, right? A gap up. How big of a gap up was that? Close to close. 13% gap. And now here's a great example of you shouldn't be afraid of gap ups, right? Some people, when they see a gap up like this, they're like, oh, no way. No, what I'm trying to tell you is if it's a gap up and a gap and go, that was the lowest candle you could have got in on. Okay. So don't be scared about that. That's trend following. Sometimes you have to pay extra, and that's okay. So of these stocks, which ones am I looking at here? So let's go through them individually, and we're going to go through and make sure that all outlier 9 are set up. All outlier 9 are set up. So we'll start with DDOG. Okay. We'll go over here in outlier, DDOG. All right. Looking at DDOG as a buy signal, getting less fearful, more greedy. The sector getting greedy. The sector's breadth is going up. Everything I'd want to see, right? We already checked. All the sector breadths are good. Fear and greed on the sector was going up. That's this value right here. The trend of the stock, we already checked all the trends, but just for fun. The signal of the stock, they all have buy signals. Okay. So we're going to mark both of these green because all of them are going to have that. Fear and greed and outlier blocks. We already checked. All of them are good on outlier blocks. Fear and greed on both the sector and the stock. Let's just double check. We'll go through each one individually. So Datadog looks sharp. We'll go to the next one. Etsy. And let's zoom in. And we can see the breadth. I'm sorry, not breadth. The fear and greed on the sector is getting more greedy. The fear and greed on the stock is getting less fearful, more greedy. That looks good. Let's go to the next one. GM. All right, let's zoom in. GM getting more fearful, less greedy. That's what we want to. I'm sorry, less fearful, more greedy. The sector getting less fearful, more greedy. GM looks great. All right, that's what we're looking for right now because we've confirmed everything else. Let's go to the next one. Robin the Hood. Alana, I see your point, but I'm no longer using TrendSpider. I'm using TradingView, and that's okay, right? I have to see the data in front of me. I could probably go to 6, 8, 10 different places and see different results, okay? So I'm not going to stress about that because I can only trade with the data that's in front of me, right? I can only trade with the data that's in front of me, and that's okay. Here's the deal. Your plan is going to be different than mine. Your plan will be different than mine, and that's okay. So don't stress on it. Don't stress on it. So we've got the 10, 20, 50 right here. The hood is going up more greedy. The sector is getting more greedy as well. All that looks great. And next and last is T-Tech. Right, that looks sharp. I love that. Like, don't be scared by this. Don't be scared by gap ups. You realize that that means people want to own the stock. They are fighting to own the stock, right? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Does it mean it will go on forever? No. But were you scared when you saw Palantir do the same thing? You remember when Palantir had that big gap up and then it continued up higher? Were you scared when that happened? Right? This is a perfect example, right? It gapped up and then ran another 20% from that point. Now, other things happened later on that had to do with the CEO. The point is that gaps are good. A gap and go is exactly what you want. Let's go back to T-Tech. We got a gap and it's starting to go. That's what I want. That's what I want for sure. So we have the fear and greed on everything showing to be less fearful, more greedy. Oh, wait, we didn't go T-Tech. So all that's left to do is look at the options and put on some trades. All that's left to do is look at the options and put on some trades. I am very stoked about this. All right. Looking sharp on the breadth here. I'm sorry, the fear and greed for the sector. The breadth is already good. We confirmed that. And we can see right here, the fear and greed is getting less fearful, more greedy. I'm good. I'm ready. Let's move to the next step. The next step is to look at the back tests. Now, for the sake of time, I already went through these and picked out the ones that are going to fit my trading plan. But the way that I do this is I start with the highest backtest and I work my way down. Okay, so the outlier signal return inside the scanner will show you, right? Some are 158%, some are 450%, some are 47%. Right? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So of these, I'm actually going to cheat. I'm going to cheat because I put this in a spreadsheet earlier. Made my life a lot easier. I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to filter down to just those 5, which is, no, stop. No, there we go. Bullish. And we're going to do hood, Etsy. So I'm not going to remember all these. Etsy, GM, hood, Etsy, GM, T-Tech, and D-Dog. T-Tech. That should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay. We got all 6 right here. So highest backtest of these was the hood. Robin the Hood. So that's where I start. That's where I start. Start with the highest backtest and work our way down. Because there could be 50. Legitimately, there could be 50 that's set up for you. Now, we checked the sector heat maps. They're getting more greedy. So we're going to go to the options chain for the hood. Now, if you saw in our Discord, I already shared with you my plan earlier. It may change a little bit right now. In fact, I'll go to the Discord because I share all of my trades, open book, right here inside the outlier trading room. So the hood, 530, 48 calls is where I was looking at earlier. So 530, 21 days to expiration is where I start. In fact, let me go to my slides real quick. 21 days to expiration, 250 plus open interest, less than 50 cents bid ask spread, 20% or less extrinsic value, around the 80 delta. Around the 80 delta is where I always get to. So this was 48 calls. That's what I was looking at earlier. Okay, so if we go to the 48s right here, we can see that's 80.34, 80 on the delta. It's got lots of open interest, over 1,300 contracts. And the extrinsic value is 107 over 755. So let's pull out our calculator here. 1.07 divided by 7.55 equals 14%. So 14% of this is extrinsic value. I'm looking for 20% or less. So I'm good for it. I have no reason not to take this trade. Let me reiterate this. I do not have a reason not to take this trade. But we're going to go through this slide real quick before we put on anything, because I need you to understand traders, real traders, not YouTubers who are faking it, right? Real traders mentality is there are no expectations on this trade. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, shouldn't you put it on if you expect to win? I cannot set an expectation on the outcome of the trade. I may lose on this trade. I may win on this trade. I may have a break even on this trade. I don't know. I have no expectations on the outcome. I have no profit targets. If it works and I make money, awesome. Okay. I'm not going to say it has to go to this point before I sell. I'm not going to anchor myself to anything. I have a plan to get out when one of my exit signals is hit. And when that exit signal is hit, I get out and I take whatever profits the market gods have handed to me. That is how real trading is done. Anybody, real talk, anybody who's on YouTube saying, my price target for the Robinhood, it's at 54.54 right now. My price target on Robinhood is 64.54. Based on what, bro? Take what the market will give you. Don't try and tell the market what it owes you. Big difference here. Let the market tell you what it's going to do, not forcing your opinions on the market. All right, here we go. So I'm going to put on this trade. This is Robinhood, 48 calls, and current price on those calls is 747. Let me go do it on my other screen in the business account. Hood This is the May 30th hood calls, May 30th. 48 calls. Get your position size. Okay. All right, got mine. And go. Working the order at 7:45. Let me bump that up. Replace. Let me try 7. Oh, it only goes in 5 increments. Okay, I'm gonna have to do 750. Filled at 750. All right, no worries. I'm in Robinhood. Now, that may have been the first trade you've ever seen me make. Part of the game. That's how it's done. Okay. Let me put this out here so everybody knows what I did. Trade number 1 today is 5.9. Bought the 530, right? 530, 48s. 530 hood. 48 calls for, what was my fill price? Activity filled at 750 or 750. And the current price of hood is 54.41. Go back over here. Sorry. Too much clicking. 54.41. Now, we'll mark up our charts in just a minute, but that is the trade number 1. Let's go to the next trade. The next one on our list. So we already put on the hood. The next one down the list is Etsy. Let's look at Etsy. I actually looked at Etsy a little bit ago and I was like, I don't know. Are we going to trade Etsy or not? So Etsy, it's still above its 50-period EMA. That's what I want to see. Cool. Earlier, I had priced out 523.45 calls on Etsy. So this is 21 days. To Shane's question, do I stay at 21 days? I'll go 1 period earlier. I'll go 1 period later if I need to look for liquidity. So looking at Etsy, the 45 calls on the 23rd, right? Yes, Etsy 523, 45 calls. We got a 45 here. 261 open interest. Now, this is what I saw earlier. I was like, I'm not so sure because the extrinsic to ask ratio, right? The extrinsic value had got kind of high. 87 cents on 277 is how much? 87 divided by 277 is 31%. That's a bit rich for me. That's a bit rich for me, especially because we came in a little bit. I can't go higher up because I don't have enough liquidity. We go here, there's no liquidity. We go here, there's no liquidity. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fudge that. Everything else lines up perfectly. We're just paying a little bit extra in extrinsic value, 31% versus 20-ish%. But that's okay. That's all right. Because we had liquidity there, and that's what I'm looking for. 10 cents wide, I can go for that. Maybe we can get filled at a lower price. If we can get filled at a lower price, it'll take care of itself. So let's start at 271. Etsy, May 23rd, 45s. We'll start at 271. Etsy, May 23rd, 45s. Get your position size. All right. And we'll start at 271, see if we can get filled. Working 271 right now. Oh, great question from Nico. Can you trade the stocks if you're not trading options? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no reason that you can't trade the stocks. That's just, you can get a huge leveraged advantage by doing the options, which is why I do it. All right. Not filled on Etsy yet. Let's push this up. Replace. Let's do 274. See if that gets filled. Oh, see, prices have gone up on it actually a little bit. Not yet. Let's replace that again. Now, this is part of trading. Sometimes you have to pay up. Sometimes you have to pay up. Let's go up from 274 to 277. You should get filled here. Oh, yeah. All right, we're filled. 277 is my average price. Right, let's do this. Trade number 2. Bought the 523s in Etsy. This was the 45 calls. Bill price was 277. And currently it's trading at 46.88. All right, like I say, we'll mark up our charts in a little bit. Let's just get these trades in while the market's open. Okay, next. We did Etsy, we did Hood. Let's go to the next one here, to T-Tech. T-Tech, TTEC, or TTEK. TTEC is one. It's not one that I would trade because I was looking at it earlier and I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? But yeah, TTEC is not one to trade. TTEK is one we're talking about. All right, open interest of nearly 300. The bid-ask spread is just 20 cents wide. 35 cents of extrinsic on 570 is not much at all. 35 over 570 is 6%. All right, so we paid a little bit extra on Etsy, but we're going to pay a lot under on T-Tech here. So this should be what I mentioned earlier. 30 calls on T-Tech. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm going to take T-Tech June 20th. June 20th. We're going further out in time. 30 calls. See where I can get filled. Now, you might be looking at this like, holy moly, he is going so fast. He's going so hard. I have no idea what he's doing. In fact, I remember the very first time I saw an options chain like this, and I said, I have no idea what is happening right now. I don't know what any of these numbers mean. I just want to make money. Right? I've been there. I know exactly what you're going through. So don't be discouraged. Starting next week, Outlier University will help you eliminate that guesswork right there. All right, let's trade at 555. T-Tech 30 calls on the June 20th. Oh, weird. For some reason, it says T-Tech is closing only. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Let me try something else. Let me try the next one. Let me try GM. I have in the past had an issue where I had to call my broker and fix something. If I have to do that, it shouldn't take more than a moment. GM 530, 43 calls. 530, 43s. Let me look over here. Oh yeah, I don't know. Something's going on with T-Tech. For some reason, T-Tech is set to closing only. So we'll just move on. Don't stress from that. I don't know if anyone else can take it, but I can't. It's locked me out. I've never seen that before. Okay, GM. Oh, well, no, I have seen that before, and I've been able to call it. But when that happens, it's been on everything. But on this one, it's not. I'm not sure. That's weird. Anyway, let's go to GM. Moving on. All right, GM 530, 43 calls. GM 530, 43 calls. So look at the open interest is huge right here. Extrinsic value is less than 10%, 35 cents on 475. So yeah, I'll take that all day. Get your position size. And this is the GM May 30th. GM May 30th, 43 calls. Yes. Yeah, that's working fine. Okay, something's going on with T-Tech. All right, I'm not getting filled. I put the order in at 470. Let me replace it, bump it up to 472. It's only 5 increments. Damn it. Okay, 475 is where I'm going to start. Didn't work at 470. Okay, we're getting fills. Fill price 475. 475. Trade number 3. Bought the 530. GM. That was the, which strike is that? 43s. Cost was 475. And GM is currently trading at what? 47.39. Hang on. I need the Discord. 47.39. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3. Next one. T-Tech, GM, and then lastly is D-Dog, Datadog. Let's go to Datadog. And let's go What did I price out earlier? Datadog 523 100 strike. So 523, a little bit closer. But you can see the liquidity here, like in the hundreds, versus here in the dozens. We want this one. 523, the 100 strike. Oof. 860 to 980. It wasn't that wide earlier. 509 open interest. Let's give that just a minute to see if it'll pull in. Let's see if that'll pull in. We got about 15 minutes till the market closes. I don't want to trade something that's $1 wide. See, it's already pulled down to 90 cents. 50 cents is my normal limit there. So let's see if that pulls in just a minute. In fact, let's go look at the chart on Datadog. Yeah, I don't see any issues with that. All right, while we let that come in, see we're down to 80 cents now. While we let that come in, let me help you out. Let me ask you. John Louis got in T-Tech at 555. I don't know why I can't get in T-Tech. On the 30 strikes, even if I just did one, it says set to closing only. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll move on. Bull Market Genius says he's bag holding a bunch of Datadog at 228. Oh my gosh. I'm glad to help you out there, dude, but it's at 107 right now. Yikes. Look at that. Look at that. It's 15 cents now. How long did I give that? 2 minutes? Right? 2 minutes. And it pulled in from like $1.10 to 90 to 70 to 15 cents. So there's no stress. Sometimes you just gotta be patient. Sometimes you gotta be patient. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my T-Tech. A lot of you guys are getting it, but that's all right. All right, so this is now 10 cents wide. Cool, that's what I want to see. So I'm looking at Datadog, the 100 strike, lots of open interest. The extrinsic value of $1.25 and 885 is how much? 14%, that looks good. So, all right, here we go. I will take this trade. Datadog, May 23rd, 100 strike calls. Datadog, May 23rd, 100 strike calls. Get your position size. All right. Current mid price. Oh, see, it just widened back out. Isn't that weird? I'll try to 880. So that's where it was just a moment ago. See if we can get filled. If not, I'll just nickel it up. All right. And see, now it's back down to 880, 890. I don't know. That's weird. But that's okay. Let's replace it. Move it back up to 885. Still to 885. Okay. So I'm in Datadog at 885. Trade number 4. Bought the May 23rd. Datadog. 100s. For 885. And Datadog's currently at 107.71. Actually, it was 69. Okay. Right, did I get that right? Okay, so I put on 4 trades, filled at 885. The other one 475, 277, and Robinhood at 750. Yep. All right, so I'm in. This is where I'm at right now. I don't know what's going on with T-Tech. I'm not going to stress on it. Sometimes that happens. So here's what we're going to do next. That was the fun part. Now here comes the part that really matters. Where are we going to get out? Where are we going to get out on these? It's so much fun to put on trades. Where the hell do you think you're going to get out? Manny says, I own a lot of stock right now. Bro, I bet you I own more than you. I bet you I own a little bit more than you. Just a guess. Okay, so looking at this, let's start with the hood. All right, let's start with the hood. As fun as it is to put on trades, where are you going to get out? So let's mark up our charts here. I'm going to throw a vertical line right here to know where we got in. Okay, so next, I'm going to add my bullish ATR levels because I'm lazy. And this is a little script that I put together. It just takes this ATR value right here, plots half of an ATR down, and then 1 ATR up, 2 ATR up. So I'm going to just mark up my chart right here. Man, it's just so easy to do this because I know my levels. I'm going to get out with the stop loss if it hits at 52.71. I'm going to get out and maybe roll up if it hits at 58. And I'm going to get out and maybe roll up if it hits 62.50 or 61.53. How cool is that? I love that. That makes life really, really simple. Then I can just turn that off and then it'll stay right there. Because if I left that on, then it'll adjust obviously to every market price. So super easy. Robinhood is all marked up on my charts. Now, one thing I want to do is look at here and see what sell into strength point I'd be looking to get out. What sell into strength point do I want to get out at? So the current value of the heat map is what I'm looking at. Current value of the heat map today is 59.06. So if it's over 50, I'm just giving it a 10-point spread. So if it gets to 69, that's where I'll get out. So I'll write a little text on here and I'll say sell into strength at 69. I'm gonna put nice. All right, sell into strength. I didn't spell that correctly. STRENGENGT. There we go. Sell into strength at 69. Nice. All right. Now we'll go to the next one. The next one on our list was Etsy. And we'll look at Etsy here. We'll add our notes real quick. We'll add our ATRs, bullish ATR levels. So easy. I'll throw this on here. Opening. We'll do half an ATR down. We'll do one ATR up. And we'll do another ATR up. Now, I hope so much that we can hit these 1 and 2 ATR points. Because when we do, we have made so much money. So much money. We're just rolling it up and keeping the trade alive. And it's awesome. All right. So we're good on Etsy. And let's look over here where we're going to get out. Now, these are just my rules. I want you to know this. My rules are not going to be different than yours. Or my rules are not going to be the same as yours. Figure out what works for you. Nice. Yeah, nice. Figure out what works for you and then run your rules. Now, how do you figure out what works for you? You've got to test it. You've got to test it. So the current value on the fear of greed is 46. So my rule, if it's less than 50, get out at 63. So I will put on here, sell into strength. You know what? I'm too lazy for that. I'm just going to copy it. Who did I do that first? I am too lazy for that. Copy. Here we go. Etsy. Selling strength at 63. Nice. Yeah, that'll be nice too. Why not? Selling at 63. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next one. The next one was T-Tech, which I didn't take, and I don't know why I can't, but I can't. GM. Let's go over to GM. Let's put a vertical line for today. Let's do our bullish ATR levels. And we'll go, this is our stop loss here. This is our rolling up point. This is our second rolling up point. And this is where we got in. Give or take. A couple of pennies off maybe. But either way, we're good. Just like that. Good to go. Isn't this fun? Right now we know where we're going to get out. And let's look on the chart for GM. See what else we need to find. Thomas says, I'm going to have to watch this several times. I know. Here's the deal. I told y'all we were going to go fast. I told you we were going to go hard, right? That's by intention. By intention. Okay. So it's currently at 49, which means I will get out at 63. That's the rule. Getting out at 63 for me. That's my rule. So we'll do this. And maybe I can still paste it. Yeah, let's go. 63 again. Still a strength of 63. That's still nice. And next and last will be Datadog. Now, here's what I want to do. Because we went hard, because we went fast, you probably have a lot of questions. I would like you to start putting those questions in the chat And we'll spend the rest of the time going through those questions and trying to answer those for you. Because I'm sure that if you're not an OG, this may be the first time you've seen me trade, maybe the second time you see me trade, you may have some questions. We're at 47 on the heat map here. So let's do this here. Let's do, where are we at? Where's my line? There. Oh, wait. This is what I need. Bullish ATR levels. There. That's what I needed. This. Opening. Half ATR down. And then 1 ATR up. And 2 ATR up. So just like that, after I check one more thing on Datadog, it was 63. Okay, man, everybody's at 63 today. I'm good for that. Almost everybody's at 63. Now, that's my rules. Now, next, after we're done with this, I'll go fill in my spreadsheets. That way I can keep track of the trades that I made. I can keep track of my P&L. Number one thing I would do for you, turn off your P&L. Don't look at your P&L. Don't look at your P&L. Now, that's probably weird to you. Why would I not want to look at my P&L? Because by looking at your P&L, you can get emotionally invested in the outcome of the trade. And I'm telling you, this is the downfall. This is the downfall of people. This is why some traders on the internet will watch a trade go down and down and down and down like AMD, because they're looking at their P&L thinking, oh my gosh, I've lost so much money. Or you're seeing a trade go up and up and up, and you're like, well, I need to take the money now. Give me the money. I need that $183 I've made. By turning off your P&L and focusing on the plan, irrespective of the outcome, focusing on the plan will allow you to keep the gains and avoid the losses and forget the FOMO. Turn off your P&L, you turn off the POMO. All right, so let me answer as many questions as I can in the chat. Corey has a question. When you say sell at 63 for ATR's price of the stock, okay, a couple things that are a little bit put together on that. So 63 is where I'm looking at on the heat map value of that stock. So if the stock, so Datadog, for example, looking at the heat map value as of right now, Corey, look over here in this corner. The value of it right now is at 47.81. My rule is any red getting out at 63 on the heat map. 63, I'm gonna have to zoom a little bit. Let's see. 63 will be somewhere in the green, about right there in the green. Okay. So I'm not giving it all day. I'm not going to let it run forever. I'm looking for it to advance, and I'm going to take my profits off the table when it does. So great question. Do you have a limit on number of simultaneous trades? Yeah, the limit is how many can I put in my broker account at the same time. That's the God's honest truth. For me, this came out to, in total, 37% of my portfolio. I thought it would be more, but T-Tech didn't come through. So I am in 37% right now. Not a big deal. Great question. Why roll up a winner versus let it ride? So this is something that you can do in options you cannot do in stock. And let me show you the slide for that. So when it goes up 1 ATR, can I roll up for a credit? So when I roll up for a credit, that means I'm taking money off the table. So for example, we bought the Datadog 100 calls, and it cost me $8.85. If Datadog goes up to 112, so it goes from here to here, that's about $4. I might have as much as $4 in the option in profit right now. So that's like 50% when it goes to that 1 ATR point. When it gets to that point, a lot of people are like, well, what am I going to do? Right? I have all this money, all these profits. What am I going to do with them? Well, you can roll it up from the 100 strike. Let's go to Datadog. You can roll it up from the 100 strike, maybe to the 103, maybe the 105, depending on where it gets to. Make sure you have lots of liquidity here. Maybe it will by that point. I mean, I could maybe roll it to the 106. It's got liquidity, but it's got too much extrinsic value. We'd have to see at that point. When you do, you get to take those $4 off the table. Those $4 go back into your account. You're taking partial profits now, and you keep the trade alive. It frees up partial profits. It takes partial profits now, frees up capital, and keeps the trade alive. It is such a ninja move. It is so cool. It is so cool. Let's see. Robinhood doesn't show extrinsic value. How do I figure that out? It is annoying. Are you ready? David, this is a lot of math. So I would say find a broker that does. So extrinsic value over here and intrinsic value over here is calculated by how deep it is in the money of the option. So Datadog is at 107.88. I bought the 100 strikes. So it's $8 or $7.88 of intrinsic value. So you take the current price minus the strike. We'll do it together. So current price, 107.88. No, come on, stop it. No, quit. All right. 107.88 minus the strike price you bought, 100. That's the price of the option right now. In intrinsic value. That's what the intrinsic value is. That's how much moneyness it has. Now, that's not what you have to pay for it. You have to pay more for it. Every option has this. There's no way around it. Now, you take the difference, and let's say you buy it for 905 minus 788. And that means it's got $1.17 of extrinsic value. You can see that took the midpoint right there, but $1.17 of it, 109 of extrinsic value. That's how you calculate intrinsic and extrinsic. Yeah, blows. If your broker doesn't do that for you, it's super blows. Let's see. All right, hang on. Looking through, see what questions I can answer. Chris, going back to the very first big win, how did you manage your euphoria and stay in the trade knowing you were making bank? Okay, great question. So I shared this recently. It was in KHC. I called it KFC because I thought it was funny. So it was KHC. It was a 377% gain. Let me see if I can find on the chart, give or take where it was. I mean, it was a few years ago, so I really don't know. KHC. It was something like this, like one of those trades you put on and it just runs and you don't have to do anything. This was from 23, so that wasn't it. But this is an example of what it looks like. Every day it goes up and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. I'm telling you, when you do it right, trading is effortless. You just put on a trade and it goes. That's how trading's supposed to be. You just put it on and you collect your money at the end. The hard part, and I'm telling you right now, this is harder than anything in trading. You won't believe me until you've been there. I'm telling you right now, the very hardest thing to do in trading is to let your profits run. Now you're probably thinking, there's no way, what are you talking? That's so easy. The hardest part's taking losses. No, not when you're sitting on 100% gain, on 150% gain, on a 200% gain. And you got that itch and you're losing hair because you're making so much money. And you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. Should I take the money now? And of course, you probably still have your P&L turned on. So you're thinking that. You're like, I could buy a Lamborghini with these profits. I could pay off my house with these profits. Oh, what do? You follow your plan to the end. And I'm telling you, this is so much harder than taking losses. It's so much harder because you look day after day after day, watching your account grow and grow and grow. And in the back of your mind, you're like, it's going to come back. It's going to turn around. It's going to go down. I'm going to lose all these profits. And I'm going to feel so freaking stupid that I didn't get out now. So turn off your P&L. Number one, Steve, fantastic question. Turn off your P&L. And number two, follow your plan. Follow your plan. Will you get out at the very top? No way. Not going to happen. Will you get out at the very bottom? No way. Not going to happen. But you can catch that 80% in the middle. And don't cut that off early. Not until it gets to your exit point. Not until it gets to your exit point. That's a great question. And I really hope I can help you experience that in the next coming weeks. I really hope so bad that when we put this on in a week from now, everybody in the chat screaming, what do we do? We're making so much money. I don't know what to do with myself, Chris. And I'm gonna be like, follow your plan. I told you it'd be hard, but follow your plan. That's what I'm hoping for. I have never traded a warrant in my entire life, so I have no idea. Great question, though. Graham, if a trade doesn't get filled prior to close, do you keep it on the table to execute the next day? You could, right? You could. Of course, and I have had people who follow my trades do exactly that. They'll see me put it on Thursday afternoon, and they're like, I don't know, this guy's so stupid. He's such a tool. And then the next morning they're like, oh well, maybe he's not such a tool. Maybe he's not such a tool. Okay, I'll follow this trade. I've definitely seen people do that, and that's fine. I mean, you just need to figure out what works for you and do that. Because the problem here is that neither one of us have the right hand side of the chart. Right? We have outlier, we have all the data, we have the OVTLYR Nine, we have everything we could possibly have, except for the right hand side of the chart. We can't see what's happening next. Because we can't see what's happening next, you have to jump based on the data that you have. Keep your risks small, let your winners run. That's the way you do it. Tony, do you only close at the end of the day? Yeah, and I do only trade at the end of the day unless it runs up into an order block, and then I make sure that it continues to run. If it reverses after it's hit an order block, I'll get out. Intraday. That's the only exception I have. Now, I'll tell you, I saw you guys in the Discord. I saw you in the Discord freaking out about AT&T. Don't do that. Come on. Don't do that. I saw you guys freaking out. I saw so many posts like AT&T is crashing. AT&T is down so much, right? I got in, I made 15% and I got out and I had no stress. Relax. Take a breath. Don't be glued to your screens. Look in your time frame and when it's working for you and your lifestyle, and then execute the trade if you have a reason to. If you don't, step back, take a breath, go touch some grass, and then wait for your signal, okay? I'm telling you, when I saw everybody freaking out on AT&T, and I'm sitting over here like, what are y'all doing? Why are you so freaked out about this? Right? Like I got out, I got in here on the 29th, I got out here on the 1st. Yeah. Right? And so my option made 15% in this time where the stock went up here, 1.16%. And people were losing their minds. You know who you are in the chat. You know who you are. And I just don't understand why it didn't go vertical. Okay. It didn't just like hit the rocket ship ride. It wasn't Lambos or food stamps, right? It's going to move up. It's going to move down. Once you follow your plan and be comfortable with the fact that you have a plan, then you don't have to stress. I saw that. I saw you guys. I'm here for you. Patrick says, you ain't no tool. What are you talking about, Albertone? You missed it earlier. We drew 3 people, bro. Where you been? Stocky Locky says, I'm sadistic and I leave the P&L on. I can do that. I have the entry and exit plan. Just stick to the plan. Thank you. But dude, I'm telling you right now, if you turn it off, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Chris, we're doing AT&T as a group. He's online. I don't know what that means. But listen, I could have made more money. I could have made less money. Just follow my plan. Sarah, I quit my job last week. Now I eat, live, and breathe trading. Sarah, I hope for your sake that you are one of the people who are not one of the statistics. Right? I mentioned that before. I don't want that to happen to you. 90% of traders lose 90% of their accounts in the first 90 days of trading because all stocks are bad. Exactly. Because all stocks are bad. Just know what you're looking for when they are acting right. And of course, be sure you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk by clicking one of these 2 videos. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a fantastic Mother's Day weekend.